Ji, Assalamu alaikum. Hope we are live now. We have a live workshop session with Mr. Mohammad Afzal. Afzal is alum of Zabist ELM program, Educational Leadership and Management program. And currently he is working in an international school system as educational leader. I, Dr. Najmunisa, HOD Education Department, Zabist, on behalf of Zabist Education Department, I would like to welcome you, Afzal, and thank you very much for being part of this workshop.
Thank you very much, Dr. Najmunisa Saiba. Thank you so very much. It's always such a pleasure to meet you as well as the students, especially on a Sunday. That actually reminds us all the activities and everything that we used to do on Saturdays and Sundays. So thank you very much for having me on this broadcast. It's always a pleasure, especially on this very important day when we are almost setting our goals and objective for the next year to come. So I think this is a wonderful stage and a wonderful day to start with.
Yes, so in the morning, I was saying the same to my students. The first day of the new year, we are, attending a workshop. So it's a beginning of a new learning. और फिर इंशाल्लाह जब ये सिलसिला शुरू हुआ है तो पूरा साल रहेगा and we will inshallah learn many new things with you and others. So Afzal, what you are doing today, थोड़ा सा introduce करें अपने आप को, then what you are doing today, जो आज के workshop objectives हैं, and we are live, so hopefully other are also watching us on YouTube.
Yes, sure. I'll share with you. We'll start with my brief introduction first. I always take pride in introducing myself as alumni of Zabist University first. That was my most recent journey in higher education. And of course, being student of Dr. Najmunisa, that was a remarkable sort of experience for me last time when I was in Karachi. So recently, I've moved to Dubai. I've joined a school system as Director Education Affairs, as well as a principal of an international school, which is there in Dubai from the last 40 years. So there was always a dream of mine to work in a comparative and in a more structured and one of the topmost education system in the world. So as an educationist, as an education student, as a teacher, we all strive to develop and improve. So one of my dream was to work with the most structured regulatory body in education sector, which is in UAE. So luckily, right after completing my MPhil in education leadership under the supervision of Dr. Najmunisa, I was almost there to submit my thesis, my research paper, my final research paper, when I got this job offer. And prior to that, I was working with the city school, southern region, Pakistan. There I was kind of managing and supporting schools in Karachi. Almost 33 schools were falling under my purview. So when I joined Zabist, I was very clear that my objective is to learn more how we can structure and how we can actually conduct an educational investigation which is authentic, which is really unique, and which is very, very helpful in our professional and practical circumstances. And when all of you are also listening to this broadcast, I must tell you that each and every objective of mine was very, you can say, significantly addressed and fulfilled. So I'm a very fulfilled and very happy alumni of Zabist University, and I always owe a lot of gratitude and thanks to the entire team, entire faculty of education program, and most importantly, Dr. Najmunisa. Today we are here to share with you some very useful, you can say, strategies and tips and tricks for our researchers to make their life easier. We are here today just because of a journey that I was able to complete with the faculty of education at Zabist University. When I was a sort of researcher student, I was very lucky to be supervised by Dr. Najmunisa, Dr. Saeed, and many other colleagues there. And when we were working, we were really challenged. We were really stressed. I'm among those students who would like to look for the shortcuts, who would like to, reach to a space which is easy, meanwhile maintaining innovation and creativity intact. So when we were being challenged to do some research, collect some data, and present some information in a better way, in a researcher's way, I really found few things very, very difficult. And one of them was to transcribe the interviews. It was a very fun activity when we went to the field. Our colleagues back in Zabas University, they were amazing, and they were very, very energetic, just like you, all of you were sitting today and wanting to learn something. We really wanted to do something extraordinary good in the research sector, though we were very new. So we went to many participants and we started collecting a lot of data, and we ended up in collecting almost 5-6 hours of footage, 5-6 hours of digital data in terms of recordings. And then it was very exciting to meet 8-10 research participants, know their feedback, conduct an interview, and have a very elaborated sort of discussion. But the really hard part came when we wanted to bring this data into an effective information where we are able to see the themes and can answer or supply information to satisfy our research questions. So there we realized that's not easy. And almost all of us were like sitting together on a Saturday and was thinking like what to do now. Luckily, I had some background while working with the multimedia presentations. This was a kind of art for me 10, 15 years ago. So I tried to search for something where I can minimize the effort while transcribing digital data. And we were given with this sort of liberty from our supervisor, who was Dr. Najmanisa, and she said, do whatever you want, explore something, and if you will have something really good, we will be glad to adapt our research practice model and will introduce this to the rest of the students too. So that gave us a lot of motivation, and then we started exploring how we can make things easier. We will also share with you what were our experiences. And as I always believe, there isn't any definite way of doing the good things. You can always improvise, you can always improve. I can only share what was our experience when we were doing research. And those experiences were really very nice, very interesting and innovative in many ways. Today, we all understand technology a lot. Today, we all understand a lot about new media, multimedia, audios, videos. And let's make use of these technologies so that we can really focus and concentrate on the research practice and outcomes, rather exhaust ourselves a lot into just doing a lot of labor work. So this is how it worked for us, and this is how we were able to do this. But before I start doing this, I always think that as a learner, we should see and check our, first of all, you can say, our emotions and our feelings, that how we are feeling today. This particularly helped me a lot when I discuss with my participants that how they are feeling today, especially it's your first day of the new year, 2023. So are you exhausted? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you energetic? Are you angry on something? Are you sleepy just like me, or whatever? So I would really like to know from all of you, and I'll be posting this this link. This is a poll, and in this poll you can type, you can text, Uh, are you feeling happy? You're feeling sad? So maybe a one-word answer to give a response to this general survey or poll. So I will be really glad if you can post something in response to these emojis. And the question is how you are feeling today. It's a simple question. I can give you some 30 seconds to post what you are really, how you're really feeling today, and I will really show you some very exciting, some very interesting results from it. So if you are ready for this, let's go for it. So I'm waiting for the responses. If you can write something on how you are feeling today, you can use this poll. Some of you are writing in the chat box, which is also fine. I've got one from Samira Ijaz. She's saying, I'm happy and energetic. Alhamdulillah, that's wonderful. Then from Kokab Sayyida, feeling happy. I would really encourage all the participants to show a little more activity, and you can present your feeling with any good word to describe your current state.
Afzal, there is an issue with this poll. We try
Right.
to participate, but
Right.
Asma, what is happening here?
It says once we type that link, it says waiting for Muhammad Afzal's presentation to begin, and on that site we're basically waiting for it to start.
Okay. Okay. Can you try now? I've activated it.
It just opened. Thank you.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So let's see how it is coming.
Hope you are getting responses.
I've just started receiving.
In my class, there is someone who is feeling hungry. She doesn't know. Yeah, she wants to go to have
Yeah.
breakfast. So इस type का भी कोई
Wonderful.
आपने डाला है?
Yes, I've got feeling energetic. I'm happy. So at the moment, I've received a couple of responses. It's an interactive poll, so I am frequently getting getting these inputs. Somebody said I'm feeling unfolded. That's pretty surprising. What is that? Somebody is feeling sleepy. Somebody is feeling energetic. So I can show you in my chat box how is it working, how is it coming along. So you'll be surprised. Let me share with you. Let me share with you how it's being seen. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Not yet, Afzal.
Okay. 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 Let me just. I think again, it has to be something. It doesn't coming from my side actually. Let me just. Okay. So basically, what I can do, I can send a screenshot to Dr. Najmunisa, because over here there is some, I cannot control this presentation, so it's not going along. But I've got quite a number of responses, and it's pretty exciting.
Okay.
So I've sent a screenshot to Dr. Najmunisa where I can see a word cloud forming based on your feeling today. So basically, this was a very small sort of you can say um, an energizer sort of thing to engage the participants as well as to engage their feelings, their emotions towards this exciting journey. I always believe that putting
Afzal, now you can share. Now you can share. आप screen share करें. I can show you here because I
okay,
have
that's
to add your screen on stream. That's why.
okay. Okay, so basically, let me see. Can you see it now?
Yes. So I can add it to stream.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Now have a look at this. Have a look at this very interesting word cloud. These are the responses which are generated by the today's workshop participants. They're saying they are looking forward. They're excited. They're a little bit sleepy as well. Yes, it's 10:52 back in Pakistan, and we are 1 hour behind here in Dubai. And just to remind you, we just had phenomenal New Year night in Dubai, and there was some amazing fireworks. And I actually came back home last night, 4 o'clock, which is 5 back in Pakistan. So it was amazing. So I'm equally feeling sleepy and hungry at the same time, but more
This I
than that,
wanted
I'm
to
excited.
ask you. This I wanted to ask you. Okay, how was your New Year night?
I came last night 5 o'clock Pakistan time, and my entire family we went to Global Village. There were some 27 different New Year celebrations with each new country. They used to, blast that fireworks, and that was amazing. So we experienced starting from Philippines to UAE, all different countries. They celebrated the New Year night in their own style. So it was
Hope
really
your
amazing.
kids enjoyed a lot.
Yes, so we really enjoyed a lot. It was amazing. And at the same time, I was ready to get up early in the morning. Everybody's sleeping here in Dubai today, but I was really excited to join this webinar. So I'm very much up and alive. So
Thank you
yeah, it
very
was,
much, Afzal. Thank you very much. I can understand कि आपके लिए मुश्किल होगा ये.
no, 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 not at all,
When
not at all.
when you gave your consent, so I
Hmm.
was very happy कि still अभी भी उस्ताद की कोई इज्जत बाकी है.
नहीं, नहीं, I was on that day. I was in Saudi, and I was performing Umrah, and it was such a blessing for me. I've just returned from Umrah, so just 3-4 days ago, and really prayed a lot for the department, for yourself, for your family, and for your students. So it's always very great to hear from you whenever you invite. So I'm always obliged. So thank you so very much. So I think let's hit the road. Let's continue with our presentation. Yes, we all are ready. We all said, Dr. Sabe, can you please turn my presentations on? Yeah, it's here now. Okay, so these are precisely some of the objectives for today's presentation. As I explained in my preface, in my beginning part of this presentation, that as a researcher, we really put in a lot of effort in typing or writing manually when we are conducting interviews. We all understand the importance of conducting interviews in person, where we want to know the phenomena, the experience, the response of a research participant. And then we would like to understand and transcribe that particular experience in our own research to inform the research question and to proceed with research map. It's pretty tedious task. It's not very easy. One, when you listen to an audio, whether you are recording it or you're writing it, it takes a lot of energy, a lot of focus for you, and a lot of time to spend as well. So we will try to ease our job from typing and writing manually to digitally transcribing the audio or the video files. And then using those transcribed text file or word format files or documents from manually defining coding to using a software to digitally define the codes or the tag, and then extracting reports for our data analysis. I will not touch upon a lot on the importance of analyzing data in a very suitable way, which is authentic, which is really helping your research. I'm sure You're already doing this with a lot of precision, but uh, the real trick, the real play in analyzing data lies in the structured investigation and curation of data. So we'll do a lot of curation. And for this, there are going to be certain tools which I'm going to recommend, and I will also practice those tools with you. You might feel a little overwhelmed when you are working on these data sets. Some of you might be very new in using these technologies. So maybe using a digital format of audios could be a new concept for them, but most of you might feel it very easy and very simple at the same time. So we all can help each other. So I would always suggest those who are good in computing or using different softwares, they can help those colleagues who will be struggling. And if you are a struggler, try to understand the concept from this presentation and then apply later by watching the recording or by seeking help from one of your colleagues. So there can be any ways that you prefer to, but try to cope up with the pace of this session. You can ask questions, you can post your question in the comment box, and I will try to address them if possible as per my limited set of knowledge. But as long as these are related to technology, I'll be very comfortable. As long as it's related to some research methodology or suitability, I'll be also requesting Dr. Najmunisa, who is also supervising today's webinar, to answer those questions for all of us. So let's hit the road. These are some kind of new media data in terms of document file. This is also a set of data. Images, you cannot ignore the importance of the images, web documentation, digital recordings, audio clips, and some other personal reflections. All these things are sources of your raw data. You can't just say that these are only audio files. Sometimes you collect video audios altogether, sometimes images, sometimes document files. So you can actually plug in all of these new media data in the sort of different tools that we will be exploring today. So it's quite comprehensive. The scope of today's presentation is not just limited to the audio files, but you can also use text file, you can also use video files and other sets of data. So let's look at this arrow pointing out to the first bit of today's objective, and that is using digital approach of transcribing audios and video files. So the first thing when we do is, I've kept it very simple. What I learned from my experience while working under the supervision of Dr. Najmunisa and my other colleagues was to make things simpler. So I've tried to keep my presentation very simple. First thing you need to have, let's suppose we are at a stage where we have conducted an interview and we have recorded something on our device, on our mobile phone. So maybe I was using a simple mobile phone to record some of the information. After sharing the consent with the participant, let's suppose in advance, I've informed my participant that I'll be asking few questions and I'll be recording your audio for my own study purposes. And after recording, I can have a data file. So this data file can be in any format. If you're using an iPhone, you can have a different data set, a different file extension or different type of file. If you're using, let's suppose, any other digital recording device, you might come across with a different file format. And if you're using a mobile phone, quite general format would be .mp3 files of audio. MP3 is pretty much universal sort of audio, so it's always available. But what if you don't have this MP3 file? Your journey doesn't stop here. Then you convert those simple audio file into MP3 file. So I'm again going to share my screen and I will show you the software which we might need to utilize while converting data. Now it's going to be, yes, I'll be again requesting one second. I'm now going to share my screen again. So here it is. Please let me know if in chat box, maybe one or two participants can type just a little bit of yes that they can see this platform. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's appearing now. Great. Now you can see this, this tab. This particular tab offers you to import or open any kind of media file. So when I click on this open file, I'm given with option to browse anything from my computer. So if you have your data file in the computer, you will just select open file and you will select MP3, and the third step, you will only hit this button of convert. Let's suppose I'm opening a data file and I have few audio files with me. This is an audio file which is now being loaded. If you can see, this WhatsApp audio file is now being displayed here, and I'll just click the type of format that I might need to convert this data into. And as I communicated earlier, MP3 is my required format. So my first step towards transcribing the digital data through computer-aided softwares will be to convert or to bring that audio file in my system in MP3 format. If it is not in MP3 format, I will use this particular platform. It's free to open file, will convert it to MP3, and I will hit this third button, which is to convert. And after doing this, you will see it's converting, and when I will click on download, I will get this audio file. Now this file is ready to be worked upon and to be transcribed. So if I'm clear up till now, I just require a little bit of, once again, yes from the participant, or I can give you 1 minute to explore this URL. I can also type once again this URL in the chat box to for all of you to do this once at least. I can give you 1 minute to just select any audio from your computer, from your system, and you can open that audio and then you can convert it. This would be your first step. This would be very important. You might, yes, ma'am.
Afzal, from where they can type the same where they have typed earlier the feelings.
Yes, no. Basically, it's another URL in my chat box. I have added this.
So audience can, how can audience can
they cannot access this chat?
wait. सी ये ना यहाँ देखिए ये चैट बॉक्स आ रहा है ना हाँ should I share the stream yard link as well? Okay.
I've just shared, ma'am, that link of website in the WhatsApp for you, because I guess I have this kind of access to write in the private chat only. So it's there in your WhatsApp now. Yes. So maybe one can post this. Yes, please. So I just want you to just experience this website on your screens, and
or you can type on YouTube as well, ना? Comments में आप type कर दीजिए.
yes,
मैं बस ये link share कर रही हूँ.
जी.
Otherwise आप
So yeah, this.
yes, I am going to share.
Please.
Though I have even shared the link, and they can type on this as well. Acha.
Right. So this is one link which is your sort of beginning to this. Samira has just asked name the software. She is thinking like she might have missed something. So basically, it's not a software; it's a website. Website name is online-audio-converter.com. So you can visit this website, and it's an interactive website where you can upload your audio and then convert it. Yes, Dr. Najmunisa has just pasted this StreamYard link. So let's suppose if you want to, let me just go back to this website, and there you can see it's online-audio-converter.com. So this is the name of this website.
I have shared the link here. So,
Dr. Saab, this is the link of StreamYard.
no, the link which you have given me.
In the chat box, the link that I've shared in your WhatsApp is https online-audio-converter.com.
Yes, this I have shared here.
Okay. So if you have got the link, we can then proceed with I'm also now writing it.
एक सेकंड अफजल मुझे ये बताइए कि as you know you have demonstrated one thing like how to convert audio file or how to upload audio file on a software and then how it can be converted into word format or
yes. Now we will go to the word file. This is the first step was to convert and make our audio ready for transcribing. Now we will start transcribing it. So I'll use the next platform.
Will you give them 5 minutes to perform
Sure.
step?
Meanwhile, I've also in my chat box. Now I can access YouTube chat box, and I have posted here the link to convert this audio file. So I give you 3-4 minutes to do this. Okay.
Okay. So right. What I should do? Should I क्या नहीं हो रहा? तो आप यहाँ इंटरनेट का इशू होगा. Afzal, which screen should I share? That one, which is?
No, that's fine. The other one is fine now.
This one. This one.
G, absolutely. This is fine now.
Okay.
They can now access. I've also posted in YouTube chat जहाँ पे ऑनलाइन ब्रॉडकास्ट हो रहा है वहाँ पे मैंने ये लिंक भी भेज दिया है इस वेबसाइट का. इट्स राइट अंडर योर कमेंट और यहाँ से डायरेक्टली एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. और वो लिंक जिससे हमने ऑडियो फाइल्स को कन्वर्ट किया है वो भी यहाँ पे भी लिखा हुआ है, विच इज online-audio-converter.com.
Okay. So Afzal, now you can move because they have convert their audio file.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
So now you can move.
That's great. That's wonderful. Okay, so when we are confident that we are done with this step, our next step is to use this MP3 file and convert this MP3 file into a text file. This is the most exciting part of the entire journey. Um, and to do this, there are certain softwares that you can use. There are certain websites that you can use. Uh, on a scale from 1 till 3, I will also share with you my recommendations, and I will also share the name and link to these softwares in the YouTube chat box now. So before we proceed further, I will share with you what are those links, what are those websites which are very useful for you to transcribe and convert your audio files into text file instantly without a lot of issue. So in the chat box, I'm writing here, if you are using Microsoft Office 365 and Word, that's online format of the Word. Now, almost every educational organization is using this. It's a Microsoft product. Uh, this Microsoft product is very, very effective. If you are a student at Zapist, you might have received a student account, and from there you can access to Microsoft Office 365 online. So it's a kind of MS Word. It's not desktop version of MS Word. It's online version of Microsoft Word. So there are two ways. Let's suppose if you think, if you are able to get access through your educational organization, that's absolutely fine to have access to Microsoft Word online. If not, let's say as per organization policy, if there is no access to MS Word online for any reason, you can personally buy this product, and it's not more than £6. So I'll just share with you the link from where you can actually go for Microsoft Word online version. It's very nominal in terms of its cost. So if you want to, let's suppose, purchase something, you can do that. And MS Word online will cost you only £5 to £6. So you can buy this in a group, and you can use this for 1 month at least. That's the most useful one. And then there are some other softwares too. For example, I'm writing in the chat box, there's another free software, which is app.noota. I'll be just giving you introduction of these softwares first, and then I will start doing this demonstration. So the second one, if you can see in the chat box of YouTube, first one was Microsoft Office Word Online. That's my personal preference. Yes, I'm writing on YouTube. Can you access to this? Dr. Sabi, can you just confirm me? I'm writing on the chat box in YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's there. All right, so this was the second option I've also typed, and there are few other options too, which are free. Some of them, they give you an option to transcribe data for 1 month. Some of them will give you an option to transcribe 10 minutes of data. Some of them will give you an option to transcribe, let's suppose, 10 days of data. So these are the freewares, but Microsoft Word is always available. That's online version that will help you a lot. And then there is another one, which is Happy Scribe. This is also very effective. I mean, up till, you can say, 95% of the audio or 99% of the text is understood. Now, these transcribing softwares are important in their own engine. If they are really effective, they should be able to 100% transcribe as well as let you know about the information of the data. So this is how you can do this. Now I will share with you the screen where I will be transcribing the data by using Microsoft Word and using MP3 audio files. So you have your repository ready. Your MP3 file is already ready. Now you will go to Microsoft Word online, will import the file into that software, and with a click, we will transcribe. So if you're ready, I'm going to proceed, and I will share my tab with you.
Yes, sir. Everyone's ready on this side.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. So I am now going to Microsoft Word. I'll be just sharing my screen. Right. So I am now sharing my screen. Now, can you see this this online Microsoft Office platform?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Now I will select. Now it's going to be step by step. If you are able to get this version of MS Office, this is MS Office 365. It's online version of the same conventional Microsoft products that we have been using. I will use this blank document, the new document. So I'll use this blank document to start working on my transcription. That's wonderful. So this is a blank space. Now on this this menu and this ribbon, you can see this microphone which says dictate. There is a small flag. There is a small pop-out button with this microphone. So I'll just click on it and I'll use this option of transcribe. So what I've done, I've opened MS Office 365. I selected Microsoft Word and a new page or a blank page. And from this ribbon, I've selected this option where there is a microphone sitting, and I'm using transcribe. This is a very simple step. You can see these guidelines: generate a transcript by uploading your audio file. This can be a WAV file, MP4 file, MP4A, or MP3 file. Remember, we have already created an MP3 file. So I'm going to upload this audio. I can do recording as well, but for this exercise, as we have an audio file ready and to be transcribed, I'm going to use this upload audio button and will select where my audio file is. So I'll go to that audio file section and I will open an audio file of my choice, which I already prepared in terms of MP3 file. So after clicking on this, you can see this uploading to OneDrive. Now this system is automatically uploading. Can my moderator give me a yes if we are clear up till now?
Yes, sir. We're all clear. Thank you so much.
What I've done, I have opened Office 365. I selected Microsoft Word. I opened a blank page. I went to transcribe option, and from there, I'm uploading my file. Generally, file length is a little longer because we have longer interviews. Now you can see after the file is being uploaded, there are different options. Microsoft Word 365 gives you some very exciting and very interesting information of your audio file as well. Like if there were two persons talking, one researcher and the other one is the respondent or your research participant. So whoever speaks first will become speaker 1. Whoever speaks the second will become speaker 2. Whoever speaks the third one, this software automatically recognizes your audio frequency. So if I'm speaking, I'll be the speaker 1. If you are speaking, you will be speaker 2. And this software will also detect the timestamps, like from the beginning until 12 seconds, speaker 1 kept on talking. And then again, speaker 1 spoke something. So with the timestamp and with the notation, there is a transcript you can see. If I can play that file for you, you will get to know what was the audio. Let's suppose if I play that audio from my system, let's see if you can hear that. And then we will get to know how that audio was there. Let me say this.
As per the essay, the school improvement network, which is under leadership meet at least 5 times a year.
So this was a small audio clip, which I just played. And after importing this into my Word, this has become a text. I will now select this option, add to document. This is probably my important and the final step as well. Add to document will give me few options, just text, with speakers, with timestamps, or with speaker and timestamp both. For me, it's important to know what was the initial conversation, what was the middle part, and what was the end part. So I might require timestamp. And I also want to know who said what. So I'm using this option with speaker and timestamp. You can see my left-hand side, this blank page. You can see my right-hand side where audio is uploaded and system is transcribed. I'm using this option, add to document, and I'll just click on this with speaker and timestamp, and you can see the entire data is now shifted here. This is the name of my audio file, which I transcribed. This is the transcript. You can see during this whole process, a school improvement coach. Just to give you a little background, my research was on coaching and mentoring of school leaders. So the conversation was related to the role of school improvement coaches. So we were trying to investigate, is there a need of school improvement coach? How important they are? What is their role? Are they very helpful or kind of bureaucratic in nature? Are they coming to suggest you for improvement or to inspect your system? What is the type of relationship you are having? Do you trust each other? So these are sort of research questions were there to satisfy our research objective, and that was the significance of school improvement coaches to build new school leadership. So you can see the context, you can see the text, you can't hear it now, but you can see the audio transcribed in terms of text file. I'm going to do this one more time to give you more confidence. This was my one file. I've added this to the document. Remember, I'm adding a block to this, and I'm going to new transcription, and I'm going to upload another file. I went to the new transcription. I'm going to upload another audio file, and now I'm going to select another audio, and we'll see how this helps in transcribing the audio file to the text file. So it's being transcribed now. As soon as it reaches to the 100%, I will add this as well to the existing document. So it's 67, 68% meanwhile. And you can see while reading this text, it's very well articulated. The speaker was also clear while speaking. And then the system and its artificial intelligence also picked up everything very nicely. Now this is another file. You can see it's almost 1 minute long. If I click on add to the document, this will be added. Now I'm going to click on add to the document and with speaker and timestamp, and you can see it's there now. So this is first transcription. This is the second one. So all of this is being added to the existing document at the same time. So now that I have this text, just give me some feedback. Are we good up till now so that I can proceed further?
Sir, can you do this step? Repeat this step again when you added the other audio and then the new transcription was there.
And where they should go, whether they have to go to dictate or transcribe, because one of my students is facing issue. Transcribe.
So if you are using a free version which is not connected to the educational institute, or you don't have the license which is £6, you might not be able to see this option of transcribe. You can get this dictate option in free versions, but this transcribe will come to you if you use your student account. And let's suppose, what if
Afzal, please. There is an issue with one of my students. She is facing when she clicked the transcribe. So there is a message which is popping up like you have to buy the version.
Yes.
So what
that's what I answered. Now there are two ways. One is to have a sort of you can say buy the software with £6 per week per month, or use free version. Now I'll go to the free version. For those who do not have access to this transcribe facility on Microsoft Office 365. So what we can do, Dr. Saiba, one thing what we can do is students can have access to MS 365, which is installed in Zabis University. I'm sure it's going to be the licensed one, because for institutions there is always a license. So they can access to that. If not, if it is not available, then we will go to the second option. And I'm going to now go to the second option with all of you to transcribe it on a free software, which is not purchased, which is not endorsed by your school. So you want to use a freeware that you can also do. So now I'll
guidance, we are able to access this through our official Zabis ID. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. That's amazing, because this is the best version of transcription software. Rest of them, they have certain limitations, a limitation of time length, a limitation of days. I mean, it's free for a few days, the other ones, but if you have access to this through your educational account, that's amazing. That's phenomenal. That's really wonderful. But just to add more to the information, let me also show you how this can work if you don't have access to educational version of your software. So let me just share my screen now. This is another online portal, and again, the link I've already shared in my YouTube chat. I'll reshare this in the YouTube chat, link to this software. So if you can see now, Maha, Samira, just let me know in the chat box if you can see this free version of online transcription software, which is not Microsoft Word, it's different one. Over here, you can see.
I think you should post the link again because I cannot see it as well.
Okay. I'm trying to post it. What I'm going to do, I'm sharing the link with Dr. Najmunissa as well on WhatsApp, though I've tried to paste it on the YouTube link. I will also share this on Facebook page as well. I think because it's streaming from the Facebook side, so let me also. So I'm also pasting it on the Facebook link. I pasted it on the YouTube live chat. Can you see now?
Okay, great.
Yes,
It's available.
yes,
Thank you so
it's
much.
available now. Wonderful. Okay, now you can also use this for transcribing, and this is also a very interesting sort of link. Here you can import file. I'm using this right tab. It's very simple. You can use a simple Google account to configure this, and after logging into this website, you can import your audio file just like the same way as we did previously. So I'm going to import an audio file here, and you can see it's being processed. It's uploading. And once uploaded, this file is there. You can see this transcribing 21%. This is the latest file that I've just added. And this software, this website is also adding. Now see on the right hand side, it says mine 116 minutes are left out of 120 minutes. So this website provides you 120 minutes of free transcription. 120 minutes, it's a huge thing. Yeah, I mean to say 2 hours of audio data you can transcribe from here. So if you play intelligently, you stitch your files and you bring it there, it's free. If you can't access Microsoft Word 365 online, then this is your go-to place. Here you can access to 120 minutes of free data transcription. So it's there now. You can see if I click on this, I will get this transcription here. Now you can see my work experience is diverse. I started my career then with French company, and I'm doing this. But with the contractor job, after that, I've got a chance to work as a math and science teacher in TCS. So all of these are sort of text data which is coming from respondents' discussion and talk. So this is my second most preferred choice if Microsoft Office 365 is not available. So are we good until now, so that we go to the next step?
Yes, sir, we can move forward to the next step. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. Thank you. So these are few very important, you can say, support softwares which will immensely help you to transcribe your audio data. Now, we had an audio file, we converted and transcribed it through Microsoft Word or this app, and now we have a text file to start working towards coding and thematic analysis. Let's say I have, I'm going back to my Microsoft Word screen, and will use that file only.
Afzal, can we take a break here? Like you may ask questions, to the students के what they have learned till now. So they can write on YouTube chat ताकि आपको कंफर्म हो जाए कि उनको जहां तक आपने कराया है वहां तक का प्रोसेस समझ में आ गया है या नहीं आ गया.
Right. Perfect. That's absolutely fine. So we can
Okay.
we can take a sort of mini plenary break, and I'm asking a question, also posting this question on the YouTube link.
Just
So
one of my
you
students
can,
is saying that Happy Scribe is the most convenient one. Maybe
yes, absolutely can.
someone has the different feeling or the different view.
Yes,
So you may ask question on YouTube and take 2 minute break. Let them write.
sure.
So आपको भी idea हो जाएगा. Then you may move forward.
Wonderful. So that's
Because we are
absolutely fine.
online ना, हम online है तो हमें confirm नहीं हो रहा कि what they have learned. तो आप थोड़ा सा इसको
Right.
confirm कर ले.
Right. So I'm going to write a question in YouTube text chat. Will also ask from you, what will be your first step, and which website was recommended for audio data conversion. So my first question is, and I'll be very glad if you post any wrong answers, to be very honest, because this will help me to address these misconceptions. But also you are highly encouraged to reflect back and write the answer. So the first question which is there for you to answer, that is, what is the first step and which website was recommended for audio data conversion? And my second step is my second question is, which option was mentioned for converting audio into text at Word portal. So these are two questions. I've received a response from Fazeen Faisal. Thank you very much, Fazeen, for being so brave to post. And it says the first step is to convert the audio file from MP4 to MP3 because it's universally accepted. Audio converter was recommended for conversion. Absolutely right. Wonderful. Now, my second question was, which option was mentioned for converting audio into a text file at Microsoft Word 365 online portal? I give you 1 minute to reflect and write. Asma, thank you very much. The first step, yes, you're right, to convert audio to MP3. This helps you to make sure that your data is ready to be transcribed. Yes, Fazeen. Fazeen has answered the second question too. Transcribe option in dictate was mentioned. Wonderful. So I expect a couple of more responses and then we will proceed. Yes. Yes. So Khizra Fatma says yes to transcribe. Aksa Shehzadi says my first step will be recording the interview in a good recording app. Perfect. Then convert it in audio. And Myra says, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Oh, yes. You made my day actually with your responses. Yes, Myra, you're right. So I think there is a kind of sunlight coming from the background. Let me just address that sunlight. Just give me a minute.
Thank you.
All right. So so yeah, thank you for the quick feedback. I think it's time now to further move and see. Aksa says transcribing in MS Word that's really convenient, and Khizra says Nota is more easy to transcribe audio. Amazing. So thank you very much. I was initially a little bit skeptical while introducing these softwares, because sometimes students find it difficult to log in while the session is going on. But I think you guys did a wonderful job. So you can clap for yourself. It's a wonderful journey to start with. So you can clap.
Thank you, sir. Shall we move forward for the next objective? You were showing us something.
Yes, absolutely. Now that we have transcribed it, I will now download this Word file, this transcribed file, and we will start coding this. But before that, the important step in coding and doing thematic analysis starts with you. It has very less to do with the software. It has quite a lot of working to be done from your side as a researcher. So while you are preparing, your files are ready now. It's now your job to have a look at your research map. One of the things which really helped me, honestly, that was this kind of interview schedule. I think this was an amazing skill which was taught to us by Dr. Najmunisa. It was related to mapping the research objectives into the research questions and further decoding them into different items. So have a look at my research question. It's coming from the example. It's not the finished product. I've got several feedbacks after this, but this is one which was initial draft, first draft by the researcher to the supervisor. So I presented this to Dr. Najmunisa, and then she gave me a lot of feedback on this. But this helped me to transcribe and decode and have a thematic analysis. You see, this was my research objective.
Document a little, that would be really helpful. Thank you.
Sorry, come again?
Can you please zoom in your document a little?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
So this document was shared with me by Dr. Najmunisa, as with all the students of qualitative data analysis. And this helped me to understand and decode my research objectives into research question and different items, those I should be looking into while while moderating the conversation, and also looking at the pattern of the text file, the data in that text file, the transcription in that text file. So if you look at my research question, it was about how do coaches and mentors work with educational leaders to support school improvement. And this was my question, which I asked from the participant. What is the role of school improvement coach? Is there a need of having a coach? And then subsequent questions as well. And I was hoping to have these kinds of themes from it. Particularly, I wanted to know the role of the school improvement coach. So when I asked different questions, every question was there with certain scaffolding what I wanted to see in the responses. Uh, Sometimes the scope of your research is very wide. There are multiple dimensions to it. And then you limit your scope and your discussion and your data as per research questions so that you give proper information to your research and you are able to analyze something which is effective and relevant and authentic and valid at the same time. So this document helped a lot uh, to me in terms of defining the codes and then looking at an analysis, thematic analysis of my data. For example, one of my code was role of the school improvement coach, and I was looking forward to have something which is describing the role as a critical friend or a partner or authoritative person or an auditor or an inspector or a critical friend. So I was hoping to receive different sorts of responses. And then what's your background as an educationist? And do you really feel there is a need to have school improvement coaches? And what was the process through which this coach was formalized?
Afzal, can I hold you here for a while?
Yes, ma'am.
ये मुझे बताइए कि जो फोर्थ कॉलम है, दैट इज आइटम्स, सो द वर्ड्स इन बुलेट्स आर द कोड्स.
These words help me to identify the codes. Uh, I might be very deviated on this, but I wanted to look for certain evidences which can answer my research question. While discussion, there can be lots and lots of topics of discussion. A question might lead toward some diverse variety of answers. And as a researcher, I also wanted to know some pattern in the discussion. So these bullet points in item number 4 help me to define the codes. These are not actually the codes, but this helped me to define the codes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Afzal, एक second. So for
Yes,
for the students, I just wanted to mention here, when you review the literature and based on your literature review, when you develop your tool, because in qualitative research, most of the time, almost 90 to 99% आप खुद tool develop करते हैं अपना interview schedule या observation या focus group discussion की जो guidelines हैं, you develop by yourself. So once you develop your tool, so literature or literature will be in your mind. आप उसको देखते हुए आप कुछ, जैसे अफजल ने यहाँ पर कुछ जो पॉइंट्स थे विच वाज इन हिज माइंड, तो उन्होंने, फॉर एग्जांपल, हाउ वुड यू डिस्क्राइब द रोल ऑफ स्कूल इम्प्रूवमेंट कोच एंड मेंटोर. सो दीज 6 रोल्स वर इन हिज माइंड. तो उन्होंने इसको पहले से ही लिस्टेड कर लिया अपने टूल में, बट इट डजंट मीन कि आप चाहते हैं कि यही रिस्पॉन्स इलिसिट हो, बट दीज वर्ड्स विल हेल्प यू आउट टू प्रोब देम. तो और ये आपको आपके डेटा एनालिसिस में भी आपको जो है ना हेल्प करते हैं. सो दीज आर एक्चुअली कॉल्ड प्री डिटरमिन्ड कोड्स और प्री डिटरमिन्ड थीम्स और कैटेगरीज. ये आपके पास बेस्ड ऑन लिटरेचर दीज वर्ड्स आर विथ यू, ये आपके पास होते हैं, बट आप अपने रिस्पोंडेंट को फोर्स नहीं करते, लेकिन आप प्रोब कर सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ दीज previous understanding or the understanding which you develop based on your literature review. So ये एक एक्टिविटी थी जो हमने अपने स्टूडेंट्स से करवाई थी, और इसमें हमने कहा था कि आप एक्सपेक्टेड आंसर्स जो हैं वो आप लिख लीजिए बेस्ड ऑन योर लिटरेचर रिव्यू. सो आपको जब आप फील्ड में डेटा कलेक्ट करने जाते हैं तो दीज क्यूज और ये जो है ये आपको हेल्प करते हैं प्रोबिंग में. बट ये कोशिश ये करना है कि यू शुड नॉट आस्क लीडिंग क्वेश्चन कि आर यू परफॉर्मिंग एन इंस्पिरेशनल रोल फॉर योर mentees? No. Are you the strategic partner of your mentee? No. These type of questions should not be asked. But the question must be open, like how would you describe the role of school improvement coach and mentor. So this is the very open question, and with this question you may explore their understanding in variety of ways. वो उनके answers बहुत diverse हो सकते
Yes,
हैं,
yes,
but you may focus them with probes.
absolutely.
ठीक
Yes,
है? Thank you very
perfect.
much. This is kind of thing जो मुझे remind करा रही है कि कितना अच्छा काम आप लोगों ने किया था. और आई होप कि जो नए स्टूडेंट हैं, जो इस दफा के स्टूडेंट हैं, दे विल आल्सो परफॉर्म द सेम. प्लीज आप ये जो डॉक्यूमेंट है फॉर रेफरेंस, इफ यू कैन शेयर दिस
Sure,
डॉक्यूमेंट
sure.
व्हाट्सएप, सो आई विल शेयर विद.
I'll do that. I'll do that. So thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Nirmala, the type of question really matters a lot. So it has to be open-ended and probing. And you are absolutely right. What we experienced in our professional life as well, even working with the teachers. Teachers and even researchers and most of us, we really struggle in asking probing questions when you really want to know more about something from a respondent, from a participant. Generally, we are trained to ask open, close-ended questions with one-word answers or directed questions. But for researcher, it is important to extract all sort of experiences from the participant. And since it's coming from their background, from their context, from their reality, so it can be very, very diverse. So we have to be very smart in developing your questions, and probably you're right, like in probing question, that has to be very, very right. So when you have this kind of research map already, that helps you to look at your data and look at the story within your data. Over the years, what you will experience, what we have experienced is there are many gradients, many themes, many patterns in our data. Data tells you the story, and for that you have to be very neutral and not inclined to something, at the same time able to see that picture very clearly. So it's very tricky and it's very interesting at the same time. So which is why these software help you. They do not exhaust you, they rather help you to look at the pattern, to maneuver your choices and see how different angles can work in different ways. So let's go back to our this document, and now I'm going to download this document. I'll go to the file section and I will save this document as I will download a copy of this document, and now it's downloading in my system. It's there in my folder. So I'm going to this folder. It's saved as document 4 and it's there. So this is the document which I've just transcribed. Its name is document 4. I'm renaming it, and I'm renaming it as exercise 1st Jan. Just for today's exercise so that the name is clear. Now this is my document, and I will now use another software. For a minute, I'm stopping my screen. Now I'm going to use another software, another link, where I will be assigning codes and themes to this document. For this, I'm going to give you the URL. It's a freeware, it's a free software and very effective. Its name is Tagit. I'm also sending this to Dr. Najmunisa on her WhatsApp. I'm also pasting it on the Facebook and YouTube post. So I want the participants to just open this Tagit website before we start working on it. So just to familiarize yourself, if you can open this website, it's let me just share my screen and website with you, and then we will start working. I'm again sharing my window. So can you all see this website? Tag it home. It's again shared and collaboratively done by researchers to support research students. It's a free website and it's very, very effective for qualitative data analysis. You can see with the description that Tagit is an open source web-based document tagging tool for qualitative data analysis. You can upload collection of document, which means more than one document. You can create a hierarchy of tags or codes and annotate portion of the document with the codes and notes that you can recall and organize. Organizing your documents will be the most challenging task. It's very simple. You can register. It's for free. And I can give you 1 minute where you can register yourself. You can assign your login name, any of your password, and your email address, accept and register yourself. So it's very simple. It's not at all complicated. It will not ask you for any of your personal details, your credit card details. It will simply register you, and after registering, you can log in. So straight away after registering, I'm going to the login part of this website. This is my login, and I am now entering to this website. These are some of the projects that I've done already. They are already saved here. If we are here, then I can further proceed. So can my colleague moderator let me know, are we good until now, so that I proceed further?
We can move forward. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, thank you. So now I'm going to create a new project. It's a new organization of the document. It's a research thesis or any of my research project. So I'm going to start a new project. This is, let's suppose, it's a test, or let me give it a name, proper name. Coaching for improvement. Test, just to remind me. And you can also write some of the description. This was done on the 1st of Jan with Sabbath students. So that's a small description. And I'll hit on create button. Now you can see your canvas is blank and some of the information is there. Project info, document, highlights. At the moment, everything is just blank. I will select this document tab. Now I'll be a little slow. I'll try to explain things in a way that we are able to comprehend with the pace. After logging in, I will go to the documents. I will add a document. When I'll click on this button, it will give me an option to choose a file. So what I did, I went to, or I selected document tab. I clicked on add a document and I selected choose file. From here, I will choose my text file, the one which was recently downloaded. You remember in my downloads, there is a file which is called EXER 1st Jan. So I'm going to import that file. This is the file. It's displayed over here. This, again, I'll select on choose file and I will select my file from the system. So it's there now. And again, a description, I can say this was interview conducted with participant number 1 and import. Now you can see that transcription which we did in Microsoft Word is here with all the details. All right. It gives you the timestamp as well as speaker's name, timestamp, speaker name, timestamp, speaker name, and what they were talking about. Currently, there is no code defined as yet. This was a question, and the question was how the process of school improvement was carried out. And the answers were given by the participants. During this whole process, the school improvement coach helped us in analyzing the huge amount of data. They identified exactly what is required to build up to a correct. So here I will start defining the codes. Again, based on the literature review, based on my questions, based on the research objectives, I will start defining the codes here. To define a code, the simple process is, let's suppose this is an important information that one school improvement coach was helpful. So I've selected this part and I went, meanwhile I select, there is going to be a tool tip, an automated tool tip. It's appearing as soon as I select something, there is a tool tip which says new highlight. So I'll select a word, will go to new highlight and will create a tag or a code, which was, let's suppose rule. And I've closed it. Now see, this is being tagged with role. I defined this, I recognize this as an important part of my research question. I selected this, went to the new highlight, and I created a tag. The name of the tag was role, and I clicked it and saved it. And what did they do? The next part was also important. They collaborated in analyzing data. So I'm defining another tag. Collaboration. And it's there. So this is now parked in collaboration. So the similar way, I'll keep on reading my text. It would be interesting to observe how the program unfolds in coming year. There was a discussion and a question, what do you expect from this program in coming years? Because the leaders would not expect to become stringent and they become an auditory element in the school life. So far, the impression of this coaching and mentoring program has been supported.
For a while?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को सिर्फ यही बता रही थी कि एज यू आर टैगिंग द कोड्स और यू आर हाईलाइटिंग द टेक्स्ट, तो मैं इनको यही बता रही थी कि ये कंप्यूटर को नहीं पता है या मशीन को नहीं पता है कि विच वर्ड्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो आपने इसको खुद ही जो है ना वो आइडेंटिफाई करना होगा और आपने बताना होगा इस सॉफ्टवेयर को कि दीज आर द इम्पोर्टेंट वर्ड्स. ऐसा ही है?
Yes, absolutely. And similarly, you know what we discussed earlier, having a research map and your document which we discussed earlier is important, because only then you are able to concentrate and focus on what sort of themes are important in the discussion. So if there isn't a research map, if there isn't a document like this, you will always struggle here and there to see which to extract, which information to keep and which information is to discard it. So it's important to prepare a research map in advance to structure your inquiry and also curate the data. So here there is another supporting keyword, this one. I'm going to park this again in the role. So there is another information. So if I'll be answering the question, what was the role of school improvement coach? I have got now at least 2 evidences. They were helping hands, they were supportive. And then challenging task that has been assigned to the specific skills. Very interesting to view that what they are going to provide us the next year. So there are some certain expectations. So inspiring. So they were inspiration at the same time. So in this way, by looking at your research question and your items, you can keep on defining your codes and your theme. Say, for example, there was some other information and some other code you want to highlight. Let's suppose it was, you can say, next step. What will be your next step? And then you can define as many codes as you can, and then you can keep on parking your codes and information in that code book. So now we are preparing a sort of code book. It's there. I'm just randomly now assigning different sets of information to the code book. Now you can see this document of mine, which is present here, is now parked with different codes. If I go back to the highlights, this was my document. If I go to the highlights, you can see I've got certain evidences for collaboration, a lot of evidences for role, no evidence as yet related to the interest part, and one evidence as yet towards the next step. So this list will keep on populating, and you can add as many documents as you want, because your research setting will not be confined to just, you can say, one or two documents. You might have a plethora of documents. Say, for example, this is one document, also part of my research project. So this organizer will keep on parking the same documents at the same space. And I can then keep on adding to the different codes as per my analysis, as per my theme and analysis. And I go to the highlights, I'll get to know how things are been happening now. So this is the scene of the documents that we can keep on adding. Next thing is, after assigning codes to the documents, we can go back to the project information and we can see the analysis. Let's suppose if I click on export the code book in different formats, there are different formats. I'm selecting, I was here at the document. Now I'm going to the project info. After selecting project info, I can select export code book, and I generally select Excel as a view for exporting, because it gives you very interesting preview of all the exercise. Let me show you how it works. So I'm going to export code book and I'm selecting export in Excel format. So it's going to be exported. Here you can see in the bottom, it's been exported as code book number 1. I'm going to reshare my screen so that we all can see this thing. Let me share my screen once again. And here is the code book number 1. I'm going to open this file and you will see an amazing view here. Here you can see. Now see this, these are the codes or tags that I have defined. And there you can see number of highlights, how many evidences I was able to receive from here. And in some part, description is also added. Some of these text were actually very less while selection, so there is no text. Otherwise, if you select a bigger string, you are more likely to populate this with the text coming from the document. So these are the list of my codes, and these are the number of highlights in my document, which means these are the number of highlights in my document. And again, if I go back to the code book, these are my codes. So all of this is now exported in Excel format. Let's suppose if I'm here, if I'm going to do this once again. These are my codes. I'm just populating few more to make it even more populated. We'll go to project info and we'll export the code book in Excel format. When I will open it, there you can see. Now these number of highlights have been increased. And when you are doing analysis of your document, one more view to analyze this document is related to this view. Export this view in document format or PDF format. So whatever we have done for your document references, if I export this in Word format, I'll be able to see all of this. Now you can see this is a thematic analysis coded in colors. This one helped was coded in role. This one is coded in collaboration. This one is coded in interesting. This one is in the role. So your document uh, with the code and themes can be exported as well for you to manually analyze this. So are we good until now? Any questions for now? Am I audible? So can you just post, the participants can post in the chat box. Are they comfortable up till now? Because now we'll be heading towards the end of this broadcast. I'll just show you some of the, you can say, frameworks where we have analyzed this information for the research purposes. Am I audible? Okay. So if you can hear me, just type in the chat box that I'm audible so that I can proceed further. Okay, okay, wonderful. We will further now. Let's. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I'm now moving towards the next part. I think. Let me just. Yeah, we were here. Let me just share my screen once again so that you can see. Okay. Just let me know when you are able to see my screen. Oh yes, here we are. So this is what we just did, an exercise with the target. And so we have almost, okay, thank you. So we have almost kind of completed first two objective from typing to transcribing digitally, and then from defining codes manually to defining tags and codes and extracting information through the target. And then using these, now you can see this was the preview. This was the information which we did hands-on on Tagit. And after this, these were different sorts of views that we exported from the software. And then based on this, I'm getting this call from Dr. Najmunisa. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, so here now after completing all of this thematic analysis, you can now paste this information into your own data analysis metrics as per your requirement. This was my research question. These were my codes, and this is what research respondent 1 said. This is what research respondent 2 said, and this has been coming from here. These codes were defined like being helpful, and what was said, I can copy this information and paste it in my data analysis metrics. So this is how, if you use transcribing software, and if you convert them into a transcribable Word file and then use Tagit software to define tags, and then finally you can export these codes and use Microsoft Excel for the final for preparing your final data analysis metrics. So this was the overall journey from today's webinar. These were three main objectives that really helped us once again going back to our own experience as a researcher, as students of research. This helped us a lot in saving a lot of time, also organizing our research content, and then analyzing the qualitative research data. So this was what we learned from our experience. As we all say that taste of the pudding is in eating. So no matter whatever we explain, unless you practice it, you try it, you won't be able to get the results from it. So I'm very hopeful that some part of this information might help you at different stages of your qualitative research assignments. I'm very extremely obliged to the management of SABIST as well as Dr. Najmunisa for having me on this webinar and broadcast. I'll be very happy to take question if any, and then I'll hand over this stage back to Dr. Najmunisa and her team for their questions or comments, if any.
So I wanted to ask that this way we could identify the codes and
Sorry, I lost your voice. I'm unable to hear. I can't hear anybody from the organizing team. All right, so I guess we are reaching to the closure of this broadcast. For some reason, I guess yeah, the host has been disconnected. So if there are any questions, you can type your questions in the chat box. Those questions will automatically appear at the Facebook portal as well, and I'll try to answer them. I will also share this presentation with Dr. Najmunisa for her review and for her onward sharing with the research participants, especially the links where you can access these websites. So yeah, I think it's a message from her. Let me just. All right, so I've been informed by the host team that due to some technical issue, they've been disconnected. But here we are ending our broadcast and our session today. I thoroughly enjoyed once again connecting with all of you, and I really would love to learn more about your experiences. If you are ready to embark on your journey while using these softwares. Thank you very much, all the management team, Mr. Kshanda, Kokab, Sayida. Thank you once again for your very encouraging feedback and comments. Do share your feedback on YouTube or Facebook page that how effective this effort was, and if there is anything that we can do to further improve it. I once again would like to thank Dr. Najmunisa and her team for having me here, and I'll be very glad and very happy to come back to the Zabis team again and again whenever needed. So thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Have a very happy new year, and may you all prosper and become the best researchers ever. Thank you so very much. Goodbye from my side.